Hi everyone, Carmen Broxma here with Choose Joy with Carmen, and it's Wednesday again, so it's time again for another watercolor technique as we celebrate Watercolor Month. And in today's card, I want to use one of the pattern papers that's in this Rings of Love Designer Series paper that is only a paper that you can earn with a purchase of $50. So if you purchase anything for $50, you'll get this paper pack for free. So what I did was I looked at the colors and decided the pattern that I was going to use and picked out the appropriate colors. So the three colors that I chose for today's card is the mint macaron, the crushed curry, and the petal pink. And so we're going to need a paper towel, a bowl here with water to help with the technique, shimmery white cardstock, and our water painter. And we need to squeeze the lids to get some ink on the lids so that we can use as our palette. I can never squeeze the newer pads enough to get ink on them, so I have to normally bring in my refills and add a little bit of the refill to my lid because I can't squeeze it enough to pull it up on the lid. Now I don't seem to have a problem with the older style of ink pads. When I do it, I'm able to get ink on the lid, so I don't know. I guess this is just easier for me. So what I'm going to do first off is, I guess I could put these over here, find a nice little spot for them. And the first thing we want to do is we want to put some water on our shimmery white cardstock. So we're just going to get some water on here. That's going to help to get the ink to flow better. Then we're going to go ahead and decide which color we want to start with. I think I'm going to start with the mint macaron, and I just added, make sure my brush was wet enough. And you can squeeze a little bit of that water out of there, but it doesn't seem to work as well for me. Again, it's that squeezing thing. So now I'm going to put 3 lines of the mint macaron going down this paper, and I'm just going to add, paint on some color. And if you need to go back and add more color, you can. And then we're going to clean off our brush, and then we're going to move on to the next color. And I'm just going to go right below where I did the green. So I'm just going to add some color there. And that's got plenty. Maybe it's because I used the re-inker. So I'm going to go right there. And then again, right below this one. Now I'm going to clean off my brush, and I'm going to move on to, there was plenty of color there. Now I'm going to clean off my brush, and now I'm going to move on to the crushed curry and add color there. See, that might be a little too dark for my taste. I'm picking up a little more water. Now it's too light. So you just kind of play with it until you get the look that you're after. And if you have to go back in with some more water to kind of lighten up those areas that you don't like, that are too dark, you can do that as well. And then you just keep this process until you get a desired look. And then you have to let it dry before we can do anything else. So I like that. I think I need a little more of the green. Kind of maybe in this area. I think I need to squeeze that lid a little more. I think I need a little more of that ink. And then, oh, that's a lot of more ink. So let me go ahead and grab that. I don't have a lot of green down in this area. So I want to make sure I can see all three colors, and then I think I'll be happy with it. I think I might want to put a little more darkness up here. Kind of add a little. So it's just a matter of getting it the way you like it. And then when you're happy with it, then you're done. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this dry and then come back and show you how I've designed my card. But that is the technique, and I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. I had to kind of dry it quickly with the heat tool a little bit because I wanted to finish this card and not have to wait for it to dry. But I wanted to use this large sentiment here. So because, you know, I took a little bit of time to create the background, I didn't want to take risk the chance of messing it up. So I'm going to bring out my Stamparatus, so then that way if I don't ink this right or I don't stamp it right, I can fix it. So I have picked kind of where I want it, and then I put it on the side over here. Now I'm going to place this underneath here so that I can have a more even surface for inking this up. I'm going to ink it up with Night of Navy because that's one of the colors that's in that paper. And I'm trying to pull in pretty much all the colors that's in that paper. I just think that will look really nice. So I'm going to go ahead and ink this up. See, and you can see right there that it's not inked up very good right there. So once I think I have it inked up the way I want it, then I'm going to go ahead and stamp it down. And if you've noticed, I don't have the foam in here because I'm not stamping with a photopolymer, and I'm using the rubber. And so the red rubber has that extra thickness, so you don't need to put that foam in here. So let's just hope that I got this exactly where I want it. And if not, see, I would like it a little darker. So I'm just going to make sure that it's still in the same position. And I'm going to ink it up again. And try this again. See what happens. So just going to push it down a little stronger. And then if I have to ink it up again, I will. But you can kind of, and I think probably what's happening too is I'm a little close to the edge here, and you know, and then plus we're stamping on top of where, you know, we've added that watercolor. So I think I need to focus more on this edge over here. But see, this is why I'm glad that I'm using this, because then I don't have to worry about it, because I would never be able to line it up again. So I'm just going to do just probably one more time, and then I'll be done. And then I'm going to go off camera and cut this down and come back with all the pieces and show you the rest of the card. So while I'm finishing this up, I will be right back. Okay, I am back, and here's the finale. I just put that designer series paper on top of Poppy Parade because that's also in there, and I went ahead and cut that down and also put a mat of Poppy Parade around that, and I used Stampin' Dimensionals to pop it up on the front of the card. And then on the inside, I just took a piece of that designer paper and added it to the bottom of a basic white. So there you go. There's the card, and I think it's a fun technique. I think if you notice, it's interesting though that even though I use the same colors that are in the paper, it still looks differently. But I think it's okay because this is supposed to be the focal point, and so I think I really like it. So hopefully you enjoyed that technique and you will give it a try. And just want to thank you all that follow me regularly. I want to just thank you so much. And if you're new to my channel and you've been inspired and want to see more, subscribe, and that would be greatly appreciated. And then we will see you again next week on Wednesday for another technique. We have 7 of them, and so this is only our 3rd one, so we have a little bit more to go. Alrighty, you all have a great week and hope you get some time to craft. Bye-bye, everyone.